It's that time again. It's National Hardware Show time, and we're in Las Vegas having a look at the latest and greatest in products that you will find in your local hardware store or home center to help you fix up your piece of the great American dream.
Thank you, Magic Mike, and thank you for tuning into this hour of On the House with us, the Carey Brothers, coming to you live from the National Hardware Show, Las Vegas, Nevada. I am just so excited, all the wonderful stuff that's here at the show. If you've been to a hardware store and you love going there, you wouldn't believe this place. It has more than all the hardware stores put together on the planet. Next to me over here are these are hoists for trucks. What do they call them?
Winches.
Winches for trucks. Over here are faucets. Over there is an innovation design center. Over there are light bulbs. Over there is paint stripper. Over there are trailer accessories. My gosh,
Lots
you
of
could
stuff.
spend 10 weeks here and never see everything.
And of course, we're smack dab in the middle of plumbing repair products for your home, thanks to our friends at Danco, the makers of sink, faucet repair, stems, aerators, cartridges, and more. You can learn more about their products by going to their website. It is danco.com or nextbydanco.com. And we thank them for hosting our remote broadcast from the National Hardware Show.
This is an unusual product. And I think that our audience that enjoys color and style is going to enjoy learning about this from two very lovely ladies.
Yes, they are Tracy Weinsaffel and Stacy Lake, and they are with DecoArt. Ladies, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So what is DecoArt?
We are actually an arts and crafts manufacturer and distributor. We've been in business for 30 years, and
Wait.
I have not been in business.
You
for
have
30
not
years.
been in business for 30 years.
That's kind of
You
obvious.
are simply not old enough.
Well, yes, I am, but thank you very, very much.
Okay,
but our company has been in business. It's actually our 30-year anniversary this month.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. And like I said, we manufacture arts and crafts, paints, specialty finishes. But over the last couple of years, we've started manufacturing some products that would cross over into the DIY market, mostly with refinishing furniture.
I notice
Mhm.
you have absolutely brilliant, and I mean brilliant colors,
Thank
and
you.
I guess what must be the highest gloss available on the market. I don't know how you do that, but the pictures of the furniture that has been painted with your product is just stunning.
Now, I'm looking at crackle finishes, and we've done that before, so we know how that's done. When we did it many years ago, we applied glue. We just painted Elmer's glue onto the furniture, and then we applied a latex paint on top of that. I think we let the glue dry, if I'm not mistaken. And we got this beautiful crackle finish, and I see you've done it to a picture frame
Yes.
in your catalog, and it's gorgeous. So, but that's just one of many effects.
One of many.
So what's unique about the products that you've brought to the broadcast table here?
So what we've brought to you are two. This is our latest and greatest product, and this is our Max Gloss, and it is the highest sheen possible. It's brush on, And its sister product, which we came out about 2.5 years ago, is our Chalky Finish, which is all the craze for do-it-yourself flea market finds.
Oh, it is. We did that. Yeah, we did that to a vanity in the bathroom, that chalky finish. We took a white vanity, painted it black, sanded it, and made a chalky finish out of it.
Correct. And the great thing about both these products is they can go on your furniture as is, so you don't have to strip it, sand it, do all that prep work that takes the fun out of it.
Now you tell me.
Oh.
All right, so that's the chalky finish. How many colors in the chalky finish?
We have 28 colors available in the Chalky Finish line, and then there are cream waxes and antiquing waxes for a protective coating.
Right in front of you.
Right in.
Okay.
And then we also have a line of varnishes in the line that are indoor outdoor. So if you wanted to paint a piece for outdoors, you could use the varnish on it, or if you did your bathroom cabinets and they are exposed to a lot of moisture, then you would want to use one of the varnishes.
Now, when you say an antiquing wax, does that mean, is this an example of antiquing wax?
I think what you're looking at right there is a different technique. That's a layering technique.
Oh, where we've
used
sanded it.
we've used a
Okay,
resist.
so
in
let me
between the two
explain that
colors.
we're looking at brown coming through green. So it's brown painted on first, and then the matte finish.
You actually use a resist, like paraffin wax, and you put it on the areas that you don't want
So
the
that the color is not absorbed.
Right.
So that's the
Very
wax.
interesting technique.
That's the waxing then.
Well,
Right.
Tracy,
So-
I don't know why
okay.
you didn't
No,
say
there's-
something about
there's-
that.
Wait a
there's-
minute.
There's actually a different wax that we use that's a coating that goes over top of it. It's a clear wax.
And that's for protection.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a wax that helps you to get an antique finish, and then once the job is done, then you have a wax that will protect what's been done.
Right.
Okay,
Now
good.
you have a lot of different products, some of which I recognize because I've seen them, and I may have used. I'm certain that my wife has probably used some of the products. But talk a little bit about who your customer is and some of the things that they're doing or can do in their homes or to their homes.
Oh, I'll take that one.
Okay, go for
And
it.
I'll just say chair rail and crown mold. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. Go ahead.
Rail.
So, just about everything. Your cabinets, your tables, chairs, frames. We see so much stuff. I mean,
Stair skirts, handrails, crown moldings,
Balusters, balustrades,
100%.
spindles.
Well, yep.
Furniture.
Trays.
Frames.
Furniture.
It works on metal and glass even.
Yes.
So you can actually apply it to that.
Now I hear someone on the other side of the radio right now. I hear someone saying,
Yeah, they talk to us.
I get it.
the
yeah.
little voices.
We
in
hear
the head.
we hear little voices.
I get direct TV on my wisdom teeth. But anyway, that's another story. But I hear someone saying, that's the solution for my kitchen cabinets.
Correct.
Would that be a solution
It
for
would
kitchen
be, correct.
cabinets?
Now you have to get all the grease off the cabinets first.
Right.
You do. You
Yeah.
have to clean them very well, but you don't have to do any sanding or
Stripping.
use a primer or anything on it. And this
And
product
you
will
and
go
then
right
and you
above.
just that's the finish coat. That's a primer finish.
Mm-hmm.
In fire engine red.
You can do fire engine red.
And can I pinstripe it in white?
you could.
Oh,
We also
And we-
have a line of
Boy.
stencils that you can do your own home decor and have different patterns and use 2 colors, so you can redo cupboards and have cool patterns.
we got to
running
have
down
you
the middle.
guys. We got to have you guys on during a regular show, where we're not at the
Hardware show.
at the hardware show.
And we're doing a live stream that people can see.
We would
Yeah.
love to.
Yeah. Well, he's Morris, and I'm James. She's Tracy, she's Stacy, and together we're having a blast at the Danco booth
Yeah.
at the National Hardware Show. And we'd like to invite you to have a look at the fabulous product that these ladies are representing. Their catalogs are just beautiful.
They're just filled with
very
all
colorful.
kinds of interesting
Yeah,
projects.
lots of ideas here. Around my house, we call this a coffee table book. How may our audience get more information on your products?
They can reach out to our website. It's www.decoart.com.
Deco, D-E-C-O,
DECO.
ART.com. It's that
Deco
simple,
Art.
folks. All right, if you're just joining us on the house, on the road, it's the National Hardware Show 2015. We are at the Danco Plumbing booth. And you can join us online at onthehouse.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, have a look at the YouTube videos that we've created from National Hardware Show. More on the house.
Boy, it's
been
straight
an
ahead.
exciting show in Las Vegas. It's the 2015 National Hardware Show. Lots of exhibits here, folks, with new inventions that they're bringing to market, looking for retail distribution, wholesale distribution. Also a lot of old folks, not necessarily old folks, but old friends, some familiar faces who are with brands that have been in business for over 100 years. It's all here. We want to thank our friends at Danco, the manufacturers of terrific plumbing repair parts, things that can save you money and improve the comfort of your home. You may visit them online at danco.com. Also, Dave Weingarten with Second Sight Video and Multimedia for memorializing our visit to National Hardware Show with some terrific video. Joe Sands, our on-site remote engineer, making sure that you get every moment of this
Joe
broadcast.
does a good job. He does a good job.
Captain Dan Bringer in the studio and workshop, putting it up out on the satellite. Also, Carol, Remodeling Babe Carey, producing our program and selecting all of these wonderful guests to share information with you. And Rico Figliolini, our social media mogul, who is tweeting and Facebooking and pinning and
he's also an incredible designer.
doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
So thanks to the On the House team for making this remote broadcast a terrific success.
I have in my hot little hands a red. Are you waiting? Are you ready for this? A red measuring tape.
It's a retractable measuring tape.
It is a red retractable measuring tape.
Yeah.
And on top of that, besides having a tape, it has a digital readout of the measurement.
I saw that.
Do you
I
believe
saw
that?
I saw it in the new technology exhibit. And we are joined at our broadcast location by Don Whitmer, and Don is with Measure Inc., Measuring Made Easy, the digital way. Don, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit about, this is the E-Tape 16.
Correct. The E-Tape 16 is a digital tape measure, 16 being the length in the foot. The product has so many features and benefits.
E for electronic.
E for electronic.
Electronic 16-foot measuring tape.
Right.
Correct.
In a red case.
In a hot
I
red,
love it.
hot red case. Exactly.
Oh boy, I could spot that from across the room.
The nice thing about it is it has so many features and benefits today into how to read a tape measure. A lot of people go, what is that little squiggly line? Is it an 8th? Is it a 16th? Is it a 4th?
Don't take me there. It makes me so mad.
Right.
So
Oh,
when
but it's true.
Exactly. So when accuracy counts, which I think most times it does when you're using a measurement for finding data, we can go ahead and get that to you on top of the large digital display. And I know we're on radio, but I'd like to show you little features and benefits to the audience if they can visualize this.
Well, we're videotaping it, and we'll put it on our website at onthehouse.com. Go ahead.
Perfect. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to first take out the traditional tape measure itself, and you'll see there's a large digital display with a readout.
I see that.
The nice thing about the readout is I can then go ahead and push this button wheel on the front where it says inches and centimeters, and it will display into different functions. So right now I've got it on 8 inches, and it goes through all the way through to metric, and
I'll
then
be
back to 8
darned.
inches again. If I wanted to make it a little bit more complicated and show where it has some fractions, and of course it's going to show your fractions as well.
That's great.
So you never have to worry about what your measurement is. It can be in inches, it can be in feet, it can be in inches, feet, fractions, decimals, convert to metric, which is centimeters.
Now,
All in one, and that's done by pressing the buttons in the circle on the side of the tape.
On the front of the button wheel, here, you've got inches and centimeters. You also have, there's 2 marks here. There's a center line function. So for ladies who want to hang pictures and mirrors and artwork, and you go, honey, what's the halfway point? Don't have to worry about it. You push the button and it calculates it for you.
so would it be safe to say that I could take this tape and unlock it, and I'm going to measure the broadcast console here, and I come up with 24 inches.
Mhm.
And if I look, so if I take the tape
You got to lock it.
and I get right down the middle.
Right. Now
So-
here's another,
so-
here's another function. While
Now,
you're-
am I going from the middle of
The
the
back-
back end of the tape?
Exactly. Now
Okay.
here's one more thing while you're already there. So you see how the arrow is pointing to the left.
Yes.
If you want to be, let's say you're in a corner and you don't want to have to bend the tape, we have what's called the inside-outside function. So push this arrow right there, and it's going to now take the measurement of the width of the tape measure up to the corner point
Oh, that's 11.
Up to the outside of the box instead of the inside of the box.
of the black anvil, correct.
Now that's now I
Ah.
get it because it's 11 and 15/16.
So it's
which
at-
is
so
11 and
it's-
15/16 is now the center of this table.
So the
Correct.
readout can be either from the back of the tape or from the front of the tape. That's pretty
I love
cool.
that. That's
So-
wonderful.
I'm going to take that function off. I'm going to put it into memory because we all don't have to worry about getting a piece of paper in the middle of a measurement.
So if I've got, say, 3 measurements to make and I want to make those measurements and bring my material over to the saw to cut it, I can measure once, put it into memory, make the next measurement, put it into memory, make the third measurement, it's displayed, and I have 3 measurements. I didn't have to use a pencil or a pad to write them down. They're all in my tape measure.
Exactly.
Now, how do you load? Now is loading the memory just with a touch, or do you have to press and hold?
I just pressed and hold, like I took a measurement. I pressed and held down the number 1 button until I see an M1.
Ah,
Once you have the M1, you can then retract it, and it recalled the memory by retracting it and calling it back.
okay.
I take another measurement, random measurement. I'm going to go ahead and push 2. When M2 comes up, I can then retract, and then I can push M2 again, and it will recall.
I'll be darned.
Huh.
All right, now here's
Is M1 still in there?
M1 and M2 are still in there until you repeat over a measurement and record over it.
Okay, by holding down until you get an M1 or an M2
Exactly.
on the screen.
Exactly.
I will tell you,
This
Don,
is not complicated at all.
Yeah. Now I
It's not complicated, but it does a bunch of stuff.
Exactly. It's
Now,
very
it
simple.
says here, optional Bluetooth enabled with downloadable app. What's
Yes.
that all about?
That's going to be our new model that's going to be coming out probably around July or August. We'll have a downloadable app for your iPhone or your Android. Go to your tablet, and what will happen is the Bluetooth will literally transmit the measurements directly to those devices.
So you'll be able to save dozens of measurements on the screen. I mean, you could go all the way across the wall measuring blocks.
And create
You
a
could
cut
have
list.
You could have, you could create a cut list.
Exactly.
All right.
Oh, that's cool.
And the manufacturer's suggested retail price is?
$29.99 for the non-Bluetooth. With the Bluetooth, it's probably going to be around $59.99.
$29.99
That's it.
That's
for
not-
all that technology?
Yeah,
That's
that's
it.
not enough money. You need to charge more. Take my word for it. Listen to me, it's worth more.
It's an invaluable tool for those who need to learn how to measure.
well, it's wonderful that
Oh.
it's so affordable. And where may
It's an invaluable tool for those who know how to measure.
is it at retail yet?
We were just launching at the retail show. As far as the National Hardware Show, we had a preview at CES show, and we're just now contacting retailers. So mostly it's online.
You had to have won
wonderful.
some awards with this.
We're hoping to.
Yeah.
Well, good luck to
Now,
you.
I don't want to be sexist or anything, but red, I can't see being on the job site with the red tape. I
No,
mean,
wait a minute. I like the red
yeah,
tape.
well, I know he does.
You know.
Who are you targeting for this? Really?
You know, really, it's the contractors is the smaller of the two segments. It's everybody else, because everybody has 1 or 2 tape measures in their drawer.
Right.
And it's a matter of, does this technology serve the purpose of today's technology of moving forward, which it does.
Right.
And make it simple and easy and reliable.
This
Yeah.
does. I have to tell you, this is one of those electronic devices that's a cakewalk to operate.
I know that Remodeling Babes has her hooks into that one.
There we go. There we go. Absolutely.
All right, she is Dawn Whitmer. The company is Measure Inc., measuring made easy the digital way. The device is eTape 16, and you may get more information on the product by visiting their website. It is.
www.etape16.com.
Thank you,
And
Don.
if you don't let us know when the smartphone compatible model comes out,
Don't make threats.
I'll be crushed because we want to put you on the air and announce it. We want to be the first to announce it in the nation if we may.
That sounds great.
Thank
I
you,
love
Don.
it.
Thank you so much.
All
Okay.
right. Well, listen, there's more to come from the Danco exhibit at the National Hardware Show 2015, the Las Vegas Convention Center, thousands of exhibits here, outdoor power products, grills, you name it, tools, stuff that you'll find. Some of the stuff that you've seen maybe at retail, but some stuff not even announced, like the digital tape measure that we just shared with you. We invite you to go to our website at onthehouse.com for a recap of the National Hardware Show, to have a look at the people and products that have joined us throughout our broadcast. Also to follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and have a look at our YouTube videos. You're listening to On the House with the Carey Brothers, live from the National Hardware Show. We're at the Danco booth, NHS 2015, joined by Travis Johnson, Charlene D'Souza. They are with Eaton's Cooper Lighting. Welcome to the program, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Guys and gals. And you have some energy efficient ways to improve lighting and security around the house. Let's talk about them.
Sure. So we have a product, it's called Revolve, and it's actually it's an improvement on the existing LED product that's out there in the market, and a vast improvement on the traditional halogen product that's out on the market, in that it's very low profile. And the way we were able to do that is we use a special lens over the top of the LED. We call that a refractive optic. And what that is, that's just a fancy way of saying a thick lens that bends the light. And so we're able to get away from using the traditional arms and heads that other fixtures use.
Yeah, there's 3 little R2D2s attached to the
it's a
shroud.
triangular shaped light fixture.
Yeah.
And it has 4 little circles in the triangle, 3 along one line of the triangle and 1 along the point. And in this particular one, would you like me to talk about this one first?
Sure.
This particular one has a PE cell in it. Is that correct?
A photo cell. And what that does is that detects light. And so it'll come on at dusk, and it'll stay on all night until dawn, and then it'll shut off automatically, which saves a lot of energy.
How many watts does this use?
That only uses 30 watts, and it puts out the same amount of light that a 180 watt fixture.
How many lumens?
2,400 lumens.
Oh, that's
this
wonderful.
is beautiful
All right.
for residential use.
Now,
Great.
He has the model with the PE cell. I've got the model here, which has got the
Motion detector.
at 270 degree throw, which means that if you mount this somewhere at the exterior of your home, that it will pick up motion and it'll turn on.
Absolutely, and it has a range of up to 50 feet.
Oh,
And so we have a twin version of this also, which also has a motion sensor with 180 degrees of motion coverage.
Wait a minute. Repeat that again.
So we have multiple versions of this. We actually have 24 different versions of this product.
This is an
with
amazing
different specs. And we have a triple version and a twin version available.
All right.
And you said 180 degree
Comes standard with the twin version, and then 270 degrees for the triple.
Wonderful. All right, now, manufacturer suggested retail for these products?
So for the triple with motion, which is the highest end, the flagship model, the MSRP is $119.
$119.
That is, compared to anything else I've seen on the market, you guys have the cat's meow. This is a game changer. I love it. I will be installing this on a lot of projects.
Oh, thank you.
Because it answers a lot of questions and solves a lot of problems with regard to security lighting.
And energy efficiency as well.
I cannot believe it. We're looking at all directions with light. We're adjusting it easily. You know, these gooseneck fixtures that we've been using for decades.
They're tough to...
What a waste of material now compared to this sort of thing.
Now, let's shift to the interior. You have a couple of other products in the about a minute we have left. Just tell us a little bit about them.
Okay, sure. So this is our Halo LED surface mount downlight. The neat thing about this product is this can go directly into a junction box, which is just amazing. So think about all of the closets, all of the areas in your home or a garage where
there's a bulb,
and
you want to get rid of the bulb.
Absolutely.
And you want to get brighter light, and you want to have a recessed fixture look.
That's right. Where you don't have an existing recessed fixture, but you want the look of a recessed fixture and you want the energy efficiency to boot, you can now do it with the Halo LED surface mount downlight. This is an incredible, I would say this is one of the best of shows.
I talked about this.
I know you did.
I talked about this 2 months ago.
You saw it at the wholesale house.
I'm fascinator by it.
Manufacturer suggested retail?
$39.99.
unbelievable.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that. When the guy at the electric supply store, we were at Royal Electric, and Mike quoted the price to me on this. I said, that's unbelievable.
All right.
Absolutely. And it also goes into a downlight, so you can use it as a recessed downlight as well as a surface mount.
Absolutely cool.
That is
Great.
terrific. Are you excited?
We're very excited.
Great innovations in lighting, efficiency,
Amazing.
and security.
Oh.
She is Charlene D'Souza. He is Travis Johnson. Together they're with Eaton's Cooper Lighting. How may our audience get more information on your fine products?
So you can go to www.eaton.com/lighting.
How easy is that? Thanks for joining us from the National Hardware Show.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much
for
All
having
right.
us.
Very good. So we've seen so much at National Hardware Show this year. I think more than any recent year, there are more innovative products.
I have not seen so many innovations.
I see
I
that
can't
the
believe
price
it.
point on a lot of this product has really come down to an affordable level. This particular
I
product,
can't believe this light fixture.
yeah, the low
It's just
profile
unbelievable.
triple head is energy efficient. It provides a lot of light. It's something that
Unbelievable.
folks can use. The electronic tape measure, fantastic. The do-it-yourself paints and things to improve existing finishes in the home to make them more durable, attractive.
And no major prep. You know, no major prep to that paint. Just clean the cabinet and paint.
I'll tell you.
Beautiful.
It's all wonderful.
Mm.
From hand trucks to hose and garden hose to garden hose. Lots of things to see at the National Hardware Show. This is the Theater of the Mind. It's radio, but fear not, because you can listen to all 4 hours of our broadcast by going to our app or online to our website at onthehouse.com. You may listen to all 4 hours if your local affiliate does not broadcast every hour of our program. In addition to that, we invite you to go to the website for a recap at the show notes section of our website, or
onthehouse.com.
yes, indeed, or have a look at some of the videos that we've shot at the National Hardware Show for your viewing pleasure. There's
Yes.
more to come, still lots to do at the National Hardware Show with us.
The Carey Brothers, more to come. And 3, 2. Thank you, Magic Mike, and thank you for tuning into this half of this hour of On the House with us, the Carey Brothers, coming to you live from the National
You know
Hardware
what? They
Show.
call it the National
But
Hardware
it is
Show,
international.
But it's international.
They call it national,
Yeah.
but it really is
and
international.
that's because people from all over the world are here.
everywhere. They're
Yeah.
China, you name it, they're here, I tell you.
If you're just joining us, On the House broadcasting live from the Danco booth, and you may know Danco from their Perfect Seal or perhaps some of their water-efficient products for your toilet to make it flush better and more efficiently. They also have sink, faucet repair, stems, aerators, cartridges, and a nifty new product called
Zero cut bolts.
Zero Cut Bolts, and that's Mark Garrett, and he is Senior Product Manager with Danco, and you are going to demonstrate this on air for us. Share with our listener what Zero Cut Bolts is all about.
All right. Well,
And I mean, this is new.
It
This
is.
isn't even at retail yet.
nope, it's not. You
First of all, that's the bolt that usually sits in the toilet ring
that's correct. That's
is gone. We're not going to use a bolt anymore.
not going to use the bolt.
What we're going to do is we're going to put in a hollow receptor to
That's
replace
correct.
the bolt.
That's correct.
And what do you call that little
Well, we call this
Dual-flachi?
right here the T-bolt.
So it's a T-bolt, and it's got the head of a closet bolt, but it doesn't have the shaft.
That's correct.
Instead, what it has is female threads.
That's correct.
So once it's installed, a set of female threads is sitting in the flange
That's correct.
on either side of the toilet. And it doesn't protrude up very hard. It only goes up about a half inch.
Yeah, even less than that.
Yeah.
And you say, who can reinvent the closet bolt system? And I can tell you Danco. And you say, why? What's
I don't know.
what's wrong?
We've been using the same bolting system since toilets were put in homes.
Now let me tell you what
and
the problems are.
suddenly, we've got a device now that doesn't need a wrench.
It doesn't need any tools.
You don't have to worry about breaking the toilet, getting it on and off.
No
This
hacksaw.
is amazing.
No hacksaw to cut the closet bolts down because they're too long, and you have trouble getting
Right.
the cap
Put the
on.
other receptor on so that we have two receptors, one on each side. But now these are both sticking up just a little under a half inch, and you tighten them down nice and snug by hand. No wrench.
No tools.
Now we want to
Okay.
be clear that this is a Hollywood closet flange.
Well,
what I'm
if
saying
it's
is
not, we're going to have
yeah,
poopy
is
dooley
the
all
cla-
over
is
our
the-
broadcast
The
table.
closet flange is not part of the system. This is for demonstration purposes only.
correct.
We're talking about the bolts. Okay, now we've got the receptors in place, and they're hand tight, which is plenty tight. Now what do we do?
Well, now you have to simulate the traditional bolt so you can align the toilet down on the flange. So we simply do that by
Those are just
T-stick.
little plastic studs,
That's correct.
and they fit down inside the female threads of
Yep.
the receptors. And now we can put the toilet on.
So
So
these-
let's simulate. Okay, we're going to put the toilet on, line it with the pilot,
Which
studs.
simulate the traditional
The traditional
threads
bolts.
daylighting
Okay.
from the closet bolts.
So now,
okay.
now what?
Well, now actually on these bolts, it's got two different labels, and depending on in the instructions, it'll tell you whether you need an extension or not, which we provide.
Okay.
If you don't need the extension, which is the case here, we simply just take those off.
And the extension, I'll bet, has female threads and goes over the male threads, which are daylighting. Is that
Yep,
true?
that's correct.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right.
And then once you establish which bolt to use, then you simply just now screw cross-thread it back down into that bolt.
Now wait a minute. You can't put that nut down like that. There's no washer on there.
Well,
We're
I'm
not
glad
d-
you asked
But
that.
wait, there's more.
Oh, okay. All
Okay.
right.
So we now have this simple device right here.
Well, that's the washer,
It simulates the washer.
but
That's
it doesn't
correct.
go all the way around. It's
Nope.
U-shaped.
It's U-shaped so that
Okay.
it can fit on the bolt.
Now wait a minute.
Oh.
This is more than a washer. This is a washer and a wrench both.
That's correct.
Show us how it works.
Well, simply
So
just
you
hand tighten it
Oh, you
onto your
tighten it.
flange.
Okay.
So you're turning the washer to tighten the bolt.
That's right.
And the bolt, the head of the bolt fits right into the washer, which is not, and you've got it hand tight, which is really good because what do we tend to do? We tend to wrench,
And
and
cra-
break
crack
the toilet.
you're right.
So
Crack
we've got
porcelain.
this hand tight. Now, how do we finish the job?
Well, we provided these along with the zero-cut bolts and their low-profile caps. And the reason why they can be low profile is because you don't have in traditional bolts. You usually have it's extending
It's
up
sticking
about
up
a half
a
inch.
3/4 of an inch, a
Yeah.
half inch, yeah.
And it looks ugly, and you have this whole big cap to put on. Well, so you can simply just snap that on, and you're done.
Unbelievable. And the manufacturer's suggested retail price of the zero cut bolts,
$7.99.
$7.99.
All of that.
Yeah, take a breath. Take a breath. It's
I just
exciting
don't, I
news.
do not understand
Yeah.
why this was not the way it was done in the beginning.
It's innovation.
It's backwards.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's innovation and it's exciting news, and it's just some of what we are seeing at the National Hardware Show, and it's a lot of what we're seeing in specific at the Danco booth, especially with the next line of plumbing innovation, Next by Danco.com.
This is not the Mercedes of plumbing parts. This is the jet rocket to the moon of
Agreed.
plumbing parts.
It's exciting news for the consumer because I think what you folks at Danco are doing is you're making things easier to install. I think you're making things that are more efficient, that will save water, and also when you've got a product like the Perfect Seal toilet flange that you folks have, which we have utilized on television and on our own remodeling projects, what you're doing is something that helps save the earth because you're preventing damage that can require a full bathroom remodel, which could potentially add to the landfill.
That's correct.
All right. He is Mark Garrett. The company is Danco. We thank you so much for sharing this new product innovation, Zero Cut Bolts. And when may we see it at retail?
It will be in retail in September.
September. In the
What
meantime,
do we got to wait that long for?
we're going to go to nextbydanco.com for more information.
That's correct.
All right. Thanks for joining us for this segment of our program. Stay tuned because there's still more to go live from the National Hardware Show on the House after this.
Yeah, okay, anytime.
All right, and we're back live from the Danco exhibit at the National Hardware Show talking dryer and venting products, and we're doing that with Bill Mayer and Brad Spencer from Imperial. Welcome to the program, guys.
Thank you for having
What have you
us.
brought for us to have a look at?
What we have here today is a dryer vent hookup. It's a product that's designed to go from the dryer to the wall, to the fitting on the wall, and or directly to the vent hood, which exhausts to the outside.
But I don't understand. These ducts go from the dryer to the wall all the time. What's different about this?
This particular product is UL certified product, referred to as semi-rigid. It's very heavy duty, probably 20 to
Boy,
30.
it sure is.
Yeah, it is heavy duty.
Yeah. And the advantage of that is the crushability. With traditional products, which would be, say, metallized foil,
Oh, yeah.
as an example, when you push your dryer back against the wall, the foil has a tendency to crush, which creates restriction, and then you get into a safety and performance issue.
How do you push this back into the wall as rigid as it is?
It actually stretches out to 6 feet.
Wow.
And you can create an elbow type effect with it, which then enhances the airflow. as
And
such.
I see a rubber gasket on either end.
That's correct.
So that, am I needing to use a compression ring with this or
No,
not?
not. It's designed. One of the major features is it's a clampless system.
It's a clampless system.
So we all know how difficult sometimes it is to get down behind your dryer and get that worm gear clamp and a screwdriver and try to fasten it on. This particular system slides over the fitting of the dryer, creates an airtight seal,
And-
and then the other end slides into the vent.
Can you
portion.
use it with an elbow? Would you use it with an elbow?
You can use it with what they call an extender. Some
Okay.
dryers are recessed in the back, so you slip an extender over and then you can put that on so you can create the clearance.
It's wonderful. Can you find it at retail?
Yes, you can.
How
And-
close can you get your dryer to the wall with this thing? It doesn't look like you get your dryer very close with it.
Brad?
You can actually bend that into an elbow shape once it's extended and get it within about 7 inches.
About 7 inches. Which is as far as close as you can get.
Pretty standard with an
Right.
elbow as well.
Exactly right. And the manufacturer's suggested retail for the product?
About $21.95.
$21.95. And you may get more information on the product by visiting
Imperial Manufacturing, www.imperialgroup.ca.
imperialgroup.ca.
Yes.
All right, Bill Mayer and Brad Spencer, Imperial, thanks for joining us and much success to you folks. Okie dokie.
Boy,
Now
that's
here's a
interesting
product
stuff,
that
huh?
you like, that you bumped into. Screws.
Well, you know, one of the things that we're replacing in construction is nails. And it started, over a decade ago when construction screws became the replacement for framing nails in a lot of instances, but in most every instance, finish work. Okay? And now we're seeing not only construction style screws, but finish screws and trim screws as well. And with us is one really screwy guy.
Yeah, and he's Jim Miller, and he's the president and CEO of Screw Products, Inc. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, Jim, I tell you, I love using your screws. I wanted you to be on the air because I had an opportunity last year to try your screws for the first time and finally implemented them into use in our construction company. And I got to tell you, the finish screw makes the tiniest little hole.
Oh, yeah, you brought,
And then
wonderful.
the trim screw, which has a little greater holding power, like for window trim, has a slightly larger head, but both leave the cleanest hole. Why is that?
The engineering that we put into it, the finish head screws a .20 diameter and takes a T10 drive. And on that screw, there's no nibs underneath the head or anything, and so it's just a smooth surface. And it's usually used in softer woods.
Yes.
And so there'll be no splintering or anything with that head.
Yeah, it's wonderful. And the trim screw, now, is the trim screw have anything underneath the head?
It's got very slight little nibs on it.
And what does that do? That shaves the material as it goes in.
Correct.
So that you get, even though it's a bigger hole, you don't get all the broken wood around the screw head.
Correct.
So these are really like these are better than finish nails. Because
Absolutely.
what happens is with the finish hammer, you occasionally miss and put a smile in the trim with your hammerhead. But with these things, you have a perfect hole, no fraying at the edges, no punching once you've set it, and you can set it to a depth that'll hold putty just perfectly.
He calls them the ultimate fasteners. He's Jim Miller, the president of Screw Products Incorporated. Jim, our listeners can get more information on your fine products by going where?
You can go to our website, and that's www.screw-products.com, and you got to put the dash or the hyphen between screw and products.
And we'll put a link to screw-products.com at the show notes section of our website at onthehouse.com. Thanks for joining us from
Great.
National Hardware Show.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Hey, time to stop screwing around. You're listening to On the House with the Carey Brothers.